have to analyze it. Me, I go tell you a little something about white history. Say all they condemn us throughout slavery. They say we were black and very ugly. I lie them a telling of them history. Cause black is beautiful, the whole of them agree. They come out of the mountains and mix up with it. Here we go, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, it's white, but let me tell the story. Yes, it's black, it's white, but let me tell the story. May I go tell you a little truth about the black history. So the people who can hear and those who can see were the first to come up with anatomy. To analyze the truth about the way body, were the first to come up with biology. To analyze the lives in the society, were the first to come up with Egyptology. To construct the pyramids that you see, were the first to come up with psychology. To analyze the minds in the vicinity, were the first to come up with musicology. To put the rhythm of your soul and make it rock steady. Correction, my friends, with the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, it's white, but let me tell the story. Yes, it's black, it's white, but let me tell the story. Black and white story in my mind. Yeah, say we have to analyze it. Black and white story in my mind, in my mind. We black and white story in my mind. Yeah, say we have to analyze it. May I go tell you a little something about white history. Say all they condemn us throughout slavery. They say we were black and very ugly. I lie them, I tell enough of them history. Cause black is beautiful, the whole of them agree. They come out of the mountains and mix up the sea. Here we go, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, it's white, but let me tell the story. Yes, it's black, it's white, but let me tell the story. May I go tell you a little truth about the black history. So the people who can hear and those who can see were the first to come up with anatomy. To analyze the truth about the way body, were the first to come up with biology. To analyze the life in our society, were the first to come up with Egyptology. To construct the pyramids that you see, were the first to come up with psychology. To analyze the minds in that vicinity, were the first to come up with musicology. To put the rhythm of your soul and make it rock steady. Correction, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, it's white, but let me tell the story. Yes, it's black, it's white, but let me tell the story. Black and white story in my mind. Yeah.
Greetings, peace, hotep, shalom, assalamu alaikum. All those that are on all of the different broadcasts, all of the different platforms that we are on, want to welcome each and every one of you. We're on Facebook at King Simon. We're on also Facebook public page, King Simon Production. Also, we're on Twitter at King Simon Prod. And we are on YouTube at King Simon Presents on YouTube. Welcome to all the people. Just want to remind everyone, please share the video, share the video, and share what is going on and how things are going. And just want to welcome all of you for coming in and enjoying, and hopefully that you will enjoy what we are about to present to you, because we have a great show to present for you today. We have none other than Dr. Mwalimu Baruti and his beautiful wife, Yaa Baruti. She will be here with us also. So we got both of them in the building. And like I said, we're streaming on 4 different platforms, and we're streaming on King Simon Presents, of course, on YouTube, like I said, and on Facebook at King Simon and King Simon Productions on Facebook. Also, we're streaming on Twitter at King Simon Prod. So once again, please share, like, as we go through some of the great people that are sponsoring us today and to this date. Of course, there is a disclaimer for all my videos, content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guests, speakers, and or authors on this YouTube channel does not or do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. And that is definitely for the sponsors' protection as well as mine, just in case of emergency and all of that. And we got to show respect to where the platform that we're on. Also, just want to remind people that if you want to get your real estate needs or find out how to buy real estate or what you need to buy real estate and how you need to go about doing it, you can contact this beautiful lady, Janelle Lewis. That's Janelle Lewis. She's a licensed real estate salesperson. She could also show you how to build your credit if you want to buy real estate in the tri-state area, commercial real estate or residential real estate, whatever, or you want to buy a house or you want to rent an apartment or room. She can show you. Her number is 347-866-1153. That's 347-866-1153. And those ladies and also brothers who have health issues and maybe suffering from health issues, but specifically to the ladies, this beautiful company, pedalwise.com, is doing wonderful work as far as being a natural gynecologist. She's a natural gynecologist, and this beautiful sister is doing wonderful work in our community. You can save 10% with the coupon code. And just remember that, of course, if you want to buy anything from Pedalwise, it is what it is. That's the coupon code is King2020, and you go to www.pedalwise.com. That's www.pedalwise.com. I do see Baba in the backstage. Baba, we will be coming to you at 7:00 on the dot. I know we were supposed to do a test, but I start the show early so I can hype up the crowd and bring the crowd in. So I see you. If you want to wait, it's beautiful, but we will be bringing you on live and direct at 7:00 Eastern Standard Time. Just want to let you know that. I do see you shaking your head. Beautiful. As long as I do see my brother shaking his head. I'm just going to go through these sponsors and make sure everything is all right and make sure they're taken care of also. Also, family, I want to remind each and every one of you, that coming up next, we have right here on King Simon Presents, we have on Sunday, August the 2nd, we have Adinka Butler and his beautiful wife, Tunu Tome, and she will be, he and her will be here, beautiful couple that's been doing great work in our community, and I can't wait to have them on. One is an author and a journalist. The other one, Tunu, Sister Tunu, is a comedian and entrepreneur. And then on Wednesday, August the 5th, we are welcoming Miss Leah Lee. She's a genetic genealogist of the group called, or the organization called Birth Family Search. That's birthfamilysearch.org. So make sure you can check out their website, and they do a lot of searching for people's genealogy and helping unite families together. So we're going to have Miss Leah Lee in the building. I'm so honored to have her because I've seen her. I've known her since she was a little child. I've known her mother, known her father. So enough respect to her and her family and her brothers and sisters all the time. So enough respect to them. Also, those who that would like to do a numerovation session with me, I want to remind everybody, I do not do readings. I do consultation. I do advisory, because a lot of people take this as entertainment, but I do not, because I understand that any form of use of numbers is what we call applied mathematics. And if you Google what applied mathematics is, or do any field research, any type of mathematics that can be used to either help, guide, or give certain type of information for either of course, a summation of something, or esoterically would be for guidance, this is what I do. I am a numerovator. I do numerovation, and it's a numerovation consultation. And if you do want to do a session with me, you could text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. And just want to let everybody know. Also, remember, my newest book is going to be coming out, and the pre-orders are available right now. You can pre-order my new book called Numerovation for Mental Stability. That's numerovation for mental stability, because a lot of us are suffering from mental health problems and mental health issues. So I decided to throw my cap in the game, since I studied numerology for a number of years, and I created my own system called Numerovation, how to motivate you with the numbers connected to your birthday and your name. Because in numerology, that is the only system that can transpose letters into numbers and actually bring meaning to it. And it is not European based, because as great physicists have said, like the people like Mr. Neil deGrasse Tyson, or Sylvester Gates, or Jim Gates, they've said that Pythagoras went and studied and brought it back to his culture. So he went amongst the darker hue people of Africa, or Kemet. He went amongst the darker hue people of India and brought this information. As a matter of fact, like I told you, there's a particular book that Dr. John Henry Clark actually did an introduction to, and it's called Africa Counts. It's called Africa Counts. It's showing you the patterns and sequences of what Africa did prior to all the Europeans and all the Romans and all the great ones. So my book is going to be based on mental stability, how to maintain mental stability by using your birth numbers and also using your name connected to those numbers. And as you can see, you can actually pay for your book right now, prepaid, and the price is only $40.40. Everything is included, shipping, handling, all of that. I will sign the first 100 books, and then after that, it will be on another medium to purchase. But you can also send your payment via paypal.me/the numerovator. That's paypal.me/the numerovator. And please include your full name and mailing address in the PayPal notes section. I want to thank Lloyd Strayhorn for purchasing today. He did shout me out and did purchase today, which is very interesting to know that your own teacher, one of your teachers in this knowledge, actually supports you 100%. That's a beautiful thing. And those who want to go and get my other books, you're more than welcome to get my other books. My other books are available on Amazon and Kindle. This one is called Numbers Are Simple, Our People Is Complicated. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. And also, the second one is Numbers Are Simple, Our Children's Health is Important. That's Numbers Are Simple, Our Children's Health is Important. And then my first book that I actually wrote was No Promotion is Bad Promotion, and All Publicity is Good Publicity, just spell my name right. So this is all available on Amazon and Kindle. And guess what? Anytime you support me, you support Dr. Laila Afrika's legacy, because he is still the publishers of these books. And anything that you buy in regards to these books, these particular 3 books that I just showed you, they are all also split between myself and Dr. Afrika and his wife. It's their legacy, of course. Enough respect to him. And remember, at the bottom of this particular one, I will be adding the link to Dr. Afrika's website, and of course the late great Dr. Afrika's Cash App to his wife. If you want to still support, if you want to still go and get his classes and all that, you're more than welcome to do that. That's very important, and I support that 100%. And Baba Baruti and his wife have some great events coming up. I would like to shout that out right now before we bring them on. They got the 16th annual Afrikan Independence Day Ma'at Celebration 2020, Saturday, August the 1st, 2020, from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Culture is Our Immune System. That is also coming up, and that's going to be featuring them. Of course, they're going to be in it. I know they'll also be broadcasting on YouTube and various other platforms. So big up to them. That's the virtual African market that they're going to be dealing with. And it's going to be an awards presentation, and keynote speaker, I believe, will be them also, both of them. And on August the 8th, very interesting, Resisting the Horrification of African Women by Sister Enya Mama Yaa Baruti. That's right. Beautiful Mama Yaa Baruti will be doing this part of the presentation on August 8th. That's Saturday, August the 8th. And remember, it's only $10. So make sure you show that love and get that and go to the bottom of the website and find out more information. You could actually email her at yaabaruti@yahoo about more information. And then that same day, Baba Baruti will be Mwalimu K. Bomani Baruti will be speaking on centered nation building. We're going to speak about all of this because we're expecting him and his wife to come up at 7 o'clock. And then we're going to be speaking about all this stuff that's coming up. Also, he has a new book that's about to come up called Common Sense Security by Mwalimu K. Bomani Baruti. He is speaking on common sense security, how we need to secure our houses ourselves. Even in the midst, there is still a war, whether it's physical or mental or spiritual, there is still a war going on. Also, like I said, I do have a content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Okay. And so before I bring them on at in the next 4 minutes, let me show my handsome face. And so y'all can see that I am dressed for the occasion. What's up, y'all? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, good to see you. Yeah, I give myself applause because sometimes you got to give yourself a well-deserved round of applause. Yes, I give myself an applause. Great. I pay these people, so it is what it is. How you doing? I'm dressed for the occasion. Yeah, I'm dressed for the occasion. Yes, I'm dressed for the occasion. When you got people like Baba Baruti coming on, you gotta show them love. You know, you gotta give them some love. So before that, I wanna big up some products that people have been sending me. I want to big up Holistic Heights. Big up to my girl Holistic Heights. She sent me some sour sop and guavolia tea leaves. And she sent me some Immune Electric. So this is all by Holistic Heights. Big up to Holistic Heights. She sent me this also. She sent me the sour sop and sea moss. Woo! Sour sop and sea moss. So big up to Holistic Heights all the time. Also, I want to big up one of my clients from Ro Altiro. She has some great candles that she made right here, and it was very well packaged. This candle is called number 731. So you know I like the numbers. So once I start seeing numbers like this other one is called 1939. And that was an interesting year, I guess. You know why that's an interesting year? I think you know why that resonated with me is because my mother was born in 1939. So I decided to pick the candle 1939. And it's called, and it's by a sister named Ro. Our beautiful, says smells delicious, man. And I think this one is the coconut one, and Tellier. That's her company, Ro Tellier. And this one is called 1939. And she gave me such a nice card. It was well packaged. Gave me a nice thank you card. Big up to Alicia Rowe. And like I said, she is one of my clients for Numerovation, and she's born August the 1st. So I know she's doing some wonderful work. I will see if I can get her website. Where's her website? Her website happens to be roaltier@gmail. That's her email. And then it's www.roaltier.com .etsy.com, and you can order your products with that beautiful sister. I love to support people that are doing great work, our people that's doing great work, because if we support each other, guess what? We'll keep on. And as a matter of fact, look, I make sure y'all send some love to our beautiful couple that's about to come up too. But I definitely got to read their bio or read his bio, because I didn't find a bio on his beautiful wife, but I am going to read what I have of his before I bring them on live and direct. So please pardon me. I'm going to throw my picture up again real quick before I bring them on. And okay, so Mwalimu K. Baruti, or K. Bomani Baruti, is the co-founder and co-director with his beautiful wife, Yaa Baruti, of the Akoben Institute, an independent African-centered full-time and after-school homeschooling and tutorial program for middle and high schoolers over the last half decade. Brother Baruti has also taught various African-centered evening classes for adults at the Institute and online. Included in these was a writer's workshop for those interested in writing and self-publishing. Moreover, he is an experienced chess teacher who taught chess at independent Black schools for over a decade. Brother Baruti is the author of 18 or more, up to 25 now, self-published books, and he is currently working on a book titled Asylum, which examines the insanity of European culture and identity, which will reconceptualize a number of sociological concepts in African-centered terms. Brother Baruti served as assistant professor of sociology at Morehouse College from 1991 to 2001, committed to the students. He has served as the faculty advisor to numerous student organizations at Morehouse College, as well as other institutions in Atlanta University Center. Brother Baruti lives in Atlanta, Georgia, with his beloved empress and wife for 28 or more years, Yaa Baruti, who is also the co-founder and director of their homeschool program. So without further ado, family, I see both of them backstage, so I'm going to bring them on with a well-deserved round of applause, like I like to do right here on King Simon Presents. So as I remove this picture and remove this picture, then I'm going to bring on this family, because we are family.
Hey, brother Simon. Good to see you.
Good to see
Doing
you.
All right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hold on. How you feeling?
Absolutely. How you feeling? Can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you clearly. Can you hear me?
Good. Just wanted to make a few corrections. It's been a while since we've seen each other.
Yes, sir.
We've been married for a little bit longer, as you said.
Yes.
Also
how much longer, Brother Baruti?
a few years.
35.
Wow, 35.
So, and it's good to see you. It's good to see you. It's good to be here. It's been a little while. We've talked, of course, on the phone, but it's been a little while since I've seen your face.
Yes, sir.
And they say live and living color, but not that live and living color. But
you look well.
Yes, absolutely. You don't age. You absolutely do not age. Maybe that's from the joy. It's from the joy of being here.
That's it.
That's the numbers thing.
Right? Absolutely.
Exactly.
So it's very good to be here.
Well, I think there's a little delay.
Of course, good to see you. Appreciate the invite.
Can you hear me? There's a delay going on.
I can tell.
Can you can tell there's a delay, right?
I can hear you, but there's a little delay. Yes. Okay. There's a little delay.
Hold on one second. Let me try something. Hold on one second. Let me try something real quick. Let's remove them real quick and let's reestablish this, because there is a delay. How are we feeling? Can you hear me now?
We can hear you.
We hear you fine.
And okay, so it's still a delay. So what I'm going to do, since there's a delay, as soon as I speak, I'll shut myself off and make you go ahead and do your thing as fast as we can, so we can do it, because there's a delay. I see there's a delay going on, so it's all good. So all right.
Mm-hmm. It's all right.
Okay. All right. First,
we're used to technical.
Yes, I know. First and foremost, I read a long bio of course of you, Baba Baruti, but your wife, we don't know who your wife is on this particular channel. Please, Sister Yaa, please speak about yourself, and how did you get to meet such a beautiful person, and how did you start into education and doing what you do?
All right. My story. And you asked how I met Brother Baruti.
She always gets it wrong.
We met in grad school at the University of Chicago when we first started our graduate programs. Me in English, he in sociology. And we got married, had a daughter, and our daughter led us to African-centered education, which was the beginning of our journey in finding the African way. When we met each other, we were pro-Black. We loved Black people. We knew white folks were the enemy, but we didn't know that we were African, or we didn't know about the African way. So that has been a 35-year journey. But we moved to Atlanta in '91 to teach at Morehouse, which we both did for 10 years. And the last 2 years there was the beginning of Akoben Institute. So with us starting, really, it didn't start as Akoben Institute. It started with us homeschooling our daughter for the high school years, because there wasn't an African-centered high school in our vicinity at the time. And we were determined she wouldn't be in a traditional public or private school, that she would receive an African-centered education. So we decided we would do it. And being professors, we had flexible schedules. And in fact, he was on leave. So it was just the perfect thing to do. And lo and behold, having an African-centered school was something that we talked about years prior. And just a conversation, you know, oh, if we had the money, it would be nice, you know, to do an African-centered school. But it wasn't a concrete plan. You know, we're going to do an African-centered school. But that seed that we planted, it just bloomed. It started with our daughter, but when one of our friends found out her son had been at the same school with our daughter, and in fact, they and another young man would have all been going to a school together at this independent Black school. But as it turned out, no accidents. They had to discontinue the high school grades because there were not students enrolled. So the closing of their high school level opened the door to the beginning of Akoben Institute. And then, you know, we said yes to the first one. We said yes to the other young man. We already knew their both families from the previous independent Black school. But then one after another, I guess, you know, word got around, and other people with children in her same grade, the 9th grade, asked us. And we said, sure. And we looked up, and this African-centered school had literally fallen in our laps, and in a way that we couldn't have planned. And so, of course, that $1 million that helped us buy a school, hire staff, all of those things, still has not happened. But the school is now, we're about to start our 22nd school year. So I'm the co-founder, co-director with Brother Baruti. I lecture on African-centered education, complementarity, African male-female relationships, womanhood, and I also do a quarterly sister circle. And Baba got jealous, and he started doing a quarterly brother circle. So we're both doing quarterly circles as well. So we've kind of been attached at the hip since we got married in 1985. In school together, teaching at Morehouse together, Akoben Institute together. And even though he's written the books, but I edited the majority of the books. But, you know, it's been a team effort since 1985.
That's so wonderful. I want to make sure you could hear me. I know it's a delay, but I want to make sure that is so wonderful to know how you've been.
We have no problem hearing you at all. We can just see the visual, but the volume is fine.
We hear you clearly.
Okay, great. So I just want to make sure that I'm so honored to have you both here on together, because I call y'all the warrior educators, man. Y'all keep on educating people, and y'all keep on giving.
I like that. I'll receive that.
No problem.
That's nice.
That's what we're trying to do.
Baba Baruti, I want to. I know y'all got some events coming up. I know y'all got some major events coming up, and I definitely want to discuss that. Yeah. But I've read a number of your books, and a lot of the stuff that you've written over the years is really coming to fruition, and we are really facing a lot of different situations that we have to deal with. Now, in regards to your school and how you fashioned it for our young people today. When you graduate these young people, what are some of the things that the young people tend to want to go towards after they leave your school? What are they doing after they leave your schools?
I see the.
You heard me?
Oh, well, I think he was directing to you.
So,
well,
yes,
Bob, just FY. Oh, I was looking at the screen and saw the Cash App.
Yes.
And the email address. The Y is capitalized and Yaa. Both of them should be a lowercase y. And definitely, I wouldn't want someone to Cash App the wrong person.
Okay, got it. No problem. I will change that right now. I'll change that right now.
Yeah, thanks, Bob. I appreciate that.
You want to talk about what happens to students when they leave? Oh, okay.
I was just thinking.
Well, we have a variety in terms of what students do when they leave Akoben, and they leave at all kinds of grades. This is really a long discussion because I became really frustrated as an educator looking at, and Atlanta is supposed to be the Black Mecca, but I talked to folks who were doing this around the country and around the world, and they saw the same thing that I did. And what I saw, sadly, was that a lot of the children, even children who had been born and raised in African-centered, quote unquote, conscious homes, a lot of them, a significant number, they ran as fast as they could and as far as they could away from what it means to be African, because they're children. Yurugu's glitter is very, very strong. There's a African proverb that says that if fire starts in the forest, then the two people, or the two kind of people, if you will, who are most likely to be burnt up are the elders and the children. And the elders, because the elders can't move that fast. They're more infirm. They're more limited in their speed. And then the youngest ones will get burned up in the fire because they're going to misinterpret the fire as glitter. They're going to be walking toward the gold, toward the shiny stuff. Being brought up, and I know this is it's not a little bit different from the question that you had. I know being brought up, people have the idea that the children who attend African-centered schools, and there are a variety of African-centered schools. A lot of the schools that are calling themselves African-centered aren't African-centered. They just, as we used to say, put a little blackface on, white ideas. So there's a variety, but I'm probably talking about those that are serious about the liberation, empowerment, and sovereignty of African people. And we see many of the children coming out of schools, and this is not the fault of the people who are educating there. This is not the fault of the people who created the institutions. This is not the fault of people who support the institutions. This is the fault of the glitter of Yurugu society and peer pressure, especially peers who are not in these African-centered schools, family members who are not in these African-centered schools, but also children in these African-centered schools who are in rebellion. They see these places, as one child used the word prison. Then wasn't talking about us, but they used the word prison to describe the level of self-discipline that we expect our children to have, and the level of understanding that they should have of our story, our culture, history, their story, the alien story, as well as the fact that we, and I say we, I believe that I'm talking about the vast majority of African-centered schools, not all of them. We don't tolerate contradiction between what you think, say, and do as an African. That's not something that's acceptable, because it wasn't acceptable to our ancestors. If it wasn't acceptable to our ancestors, it shouldn't be acceptable to us. So we see a great variety. We see children coming out of Akoben and other African-centered schools who go straight to serious work for us. We see a number of them. I'm not talking about, they're not the majority, but they are a significant number who are serious about the work of being African, who want to start their own schools, who want to do things in terms of agriculture and self-sustainability of African people, and they're putting in the effort to do this, and not with a lot of they're not being pushed to do this. No one is making them do this. They've come to age where they can make those decisions for themselves. And I would say that's a significant number, but you have a larger number. It's like looking at the community. Looking at Atlanta, the quote unquote conscious community, it dwarfs the center community. But there's so much conscious community in terms of what is African and what is okay, and most of it is not us. Most of it is not us. So when you look at the children who come out of our institutions, our centered institutions, then you can compare that, because you have a significant number who are choosing not to be African. Of course, that choice for me is very problematic, and that's a whole nother discussion. But they are choosing not to be African because it's the hard way, it's the disciplined way. It's the way of being righteous in a reality that's just straight up evil. That's 190% against the principles of Ma'at. In fact, I tell folks all the time, you want to understand what it means to be African, then you compare Machiavelli's The Prince with the teachings of Ptahhotep, and that'll give you a general baseline understanding. Right. But the oracle principles of Ma'at, those are critical to understanding what it means to be African. And in this culture, in this society, in Urugu's world, in Urugu's reality, those 42 plus principles have been flipped over on their head, and the opposite of that is being glorified. So, I mean, you got to look at the mind of children. They look around and they see everybody else is free, and they're confined to a thing called African, which is supposed to be the antithesis of everything. Well, it's the antithesis of everything that is European or Urugu, but I would say the weaker ones. Okay, because I look at the ones who follow the path, and there's go to all kinds of. I look at the ones who follow the path, and I see a greater of strength in terms of strength at the personality level than I do among those who do not. That doesn't mean that those who do not possess the possibility. It's just they run away so hard and so fast that they can't see the possibility. So, in all fairness, I would have to say, even though a significant number come out, understanding that they have a role, understanding that they're supposed to take the torch and go with it and improve the level and the quality of the flame, the majority don't do that. And I don't think that Akoben or any of the other institutions that we know of are odd in that respect. Yeah. Urugu is good. Urugu is very good. Western socialization is extremely good, and it's extremely anti-African. It's extremely anti-discipline. It's extremely anti-Ma'at. So I'm very proud of those who are brave enough to come out and even being chastised by their peers, they still refuse to become wayward relative to our ancestors.
And
go ahead.
Can I jump in? I agree with Baba, definitely, wholeheartedly. A few points. One point, many of our students, and he mentioned, they may be here for a year or two, so that makes a difference as well. If you have children that you can have here for an extended period of time, and
Parental support.
Absolutely, and parental support at home, because we have children, they learn one thing here, they're learning something very different at home and outside of these doors. So that's not the ideal scenario for our children. I think the children, and when Baba referred to the children who are being dedicated beyond once they finish African-centered schools, those are children who, in general, they have the parental support at home. and many cases, they've been raised in it their whole lives. Now, one thing that we've been clear on for many years is what we do here is plant seeds. And that has to be our goal. Now, children who remain here for a period of time, we are given the opportunity to cultivate the plants that come from those seeds. Many children we don't have the opportunity to do. And there can be children who can be here for multiple years. They're determined, they're just here because they're being forced to be here. So they're resisting cultivation. However, you can't unhear something that you've heard. So that's our focus. They say, keep your eyes on the prize. You really have to have blinders, because if you focus on, even just as African people, if we focus on what many of our people are doing all over the world, it's very disheartening, very disturbing. And if we focused on that, it would take away our resolve to do the work. So we keep our blinders on, not that we're oblivious to what's going on in the world. So we need to know, we need to be aware, and definitely we need to be aware, because we're cautioning our students against the madness. But at the same time, we don't get engrossed in that or preoccupied with that. Because if we do that, we won't have the energy and the resolve to do our work. So we know we're doing the work. We plant the seeds. And these are the type seeds, again, once you've heard something, you can't unhear it. And if they're here any length of time, if they stay a full school year, they're going to hear a lot. Now, they can choose to know or embrace what they've been taught, but they've been taught, and it's there. And however, we live in very interesting times. Mm-hmm. So, some of our previous students, mm-hmm. They had the illusion, they're going to get their freedom, all of this, they're going to enjoy. These children, we have children graduating, African children, throughout the country, even those who totally embraced mainstream America no longer exists. Mm. They couldn't even graduate, normally. So with the pandemic going on, and I'm not saying there is no virus. I know people who had it and who have died. So I'm not in any way, but I do know this is to put into place forced vaccinations, lay out more 5G, a cashless society, all of, where you have total control. The police state is just a further step in the police state. So I'm clear on that. But the young people who had an illusion, like many of us, when I get 18, we're mad at our parents. When I get 18, what you going to do? When you get 18 now, what are you going to do? Mm-hmm. We have an unemployment rates equal to that during the Depression. Yeah. People are barely, in cases, our people are surviving. So this running into madness, if you're living in a depression, you don't have money to part of this Euro culture of being materialistic. When it comes down to food, strip club, whatever craziness you may want to spend your money on, you only have enough for, and may not even enough for food, clothing, and shelter. That materialistic part and all of the madness, not all of it, because sexual immorality, that may be free, but then you can get that virus doing that, but whatever. But so I think even our children who are young adults, they're getting to see, and we talked to our friends about this, before many of our children, they're crazy, they're extreme, rolling their eyes in their heads. All of that, they're getting to see, and even the younger children in school right now. This is what we've been telling you about Urugu. This is what I've been telling you about white folks. It's not just your parents being, this is the reality. So we're actually living in a time of mixed blessings. So nobody wants to be in the midst of this pandemic and all of the evil that they're plotting and planning. But at the same time, in terms of our children having some clarity, unlike some of our children, in their 30s, when they start having children, they start getting a clue. These children are into getting a clue and recognizing their parents aren't as crazy as they thought.
Right.
And that's part of the, I just want to make a quick point relative to that, because I guess I try to issue not the warning, but the awareness, because I don't want people getting into and thinking that it's going to be this wonderful, joyous thing and all of the results are going to be fantastic and the children are going to go out and be the karma that they're supposed to be immediately. That's not necessarily the case, at least not at the moment. That doesn't mean that the awareness that's going on now, their understanding stuff is not going to kick in later. But we have to be, those of us who do this work, and many more of us should be doing this work, we have to be able to be satisfied with imparting knowledge, with conveying our truth. Our job is, to deliver the word, period. That's our job, to deliver the word, to deliver the truth, deliver to the best of our ability, day after day after day after day, without contradiction. That's our job. That's our mission. They need to hear the word as well as to see the consistency in what they say. So we have to be satisfied with doing that, because the immediate outcome is not going to be what we may like to see. And that's one of the things that come from doing this for many years. Is I'm, when I'm online, sometimes somebody will bring a statement that someone said to me, and more it seems like I'm hearing statements from students that I taught at Morehouse, and they're saying almost the same thing over and over again. Yeah, I thought that he was crazy when he would, we went to this class for entertainment, to laugh, because this guy was like really off, and now, oh wow, he knew what he was talking about. So that if I'd given, after 10 years or what, see this, I wouldn't be able to feel good with the understanding that I told our truth. I didn't lie to the students.
Right. Those that are just tuning in, I want to just remind everybody, we are having a little delay, but it's beautiful. We're still getting everything. I want to make sure everybody send a love gift for their great works. Cash App is $ Yaa Baruti. That's Cash App, $ Yaa Baruti. PayPal is Yaa Baruti at Yahoo. The email is to contact Baba. You can contact them via email at Mwalimu Baruti at Yahoo. And for information, books, and products, go to www.akobenhouse.com. You got to go to their website and see all the numerous of books that, of course, Baba Baruti has written, but his beautiful wife, Yaa, has edited and helped him out. Now, going to your wife, I want to speak about the online class that she's doing, because it really caught my eye, because it's called Resisting the Horrification of African Women. And I want to talk about that, because there's a culture now that women are glorifying the divine whore. And some women would say that being a whore to their husband and being a whore to their husband in the privacy of their home is a good thing. But there's this culture out there now. And I want you to address what you will be speaking about for this online course that's coming up on August the 8th. Please, Mama Yaa.
Well, first of all, thank you for that phrase, divine whore. Because, I see the divine goddess, okay, but did you come up with that?
No. Somebody actually talks about that.
There. Okay.
It's out there.
I know I've heard about, you should be a whore in the bedroom. Right. I hadn't heard of the divine whore. I need to add, I need that for my workshop. But I have been disturbed many years. Right. And it goes back to, I think, the 80s. I used to, definitely 90s, but I used to subscribe to Ebony and Essence magazines. But I started seeing a pattern of, when you send letters in to the editor and there were questions about sex, and women asking their husbands were asking them to perform in kinds of sexual behavior that they had been taught against, that they did not want to do. And the editors were saying, well, anything between two consenting adults is fine. So that's so Euro, you know, there are no, and that's the problem. There are no boundaries, there are no standards. So it's like anything goes. And even, you know, Black women referring to each other as hoe, you know, and it's supposed to be lovingly, you know, which compares to Black people calling each other the N-word. You know, you take something negative and you don't make it positive because you say it to somebody you love, and calling themselves a hoe. And definitely TV major. So these Black actresses who have become the most famous from these TV shows, Scandal, Kerry Washington is the whore of, well, I guess even so, and I do like to joke about Brother King Diamond, you know, when I grew up, I'm 58, but when I grew up, it was whore, W-H-O-R-E, but it got so bad, you know, they dropped letters. You're not even a whore, you just a hoe, H-O, okay, but the behavior, so it used to be a whore would be, you know, somebody, of course, and it was something against our standards. You're not just sleeping around with Tom, Dick, and Harry, but the behavior is so vulgar and repulsive today. I guess a new term was needed, and unfortunately, Black women haven't. Not all of us, thankfully, but too many of us have embraced that term. But like in Scandal. So here, and it's part of being, you know, this successful Black woman, and you are in control, you have sexual power, but you are a Black woman committing adultery. Well, you may not be the adulteress, you're not married, but first of all, he's a Euro. He's a Euro president. He's married. So just from any standpoint of a woman, there would be no reason for not. And not only is she just sleeping with them, this is her true love. And this same woman hates and wants to kill her parents. She turns down a Black senator who wants her, and she's because of the love of this white male, and then from him to some other white male. But she's being applauded, one of the best, you know, highest paid actresses. And when you look at the other shows as well, Mary Jane, being Mary Jane, whatever, where in that, even though she's with Black men, but she's her sexual behavior is in keeping with the norm of anything goes. You know, it's very interesting. Black people we don't have true freedom in this country, but one true freedom Europeans have given us, we have the freedom to be sexually perverted. Now we have, if you want sexual perversion, you have freedom in the world. In fact, you will be applauded. And I was trying to remember the name of the show about the Black family in they're in Louisiana. They're on a it's actually Sugar. I was writing down Sugar, but people know that the show. The beautiful dark skin, natural hair. One of the, I guess it's an ensemble cast, but one of the lead actors is in her true love is married again, a married white male, yes, not a man, a white male. That so she's sexually involved, so part of adultery as well as just a perversion of he's white, and then he's married, and then he's a police officer, and she fights for poor Black people who have been unjustly treated in the criminal justice system. So all of that madness. But I have to go back to that Gabrielle Union. So even though she's in relationships with Black men, in one episode, The horrification, public sex. Right. So not only they're sleeping with people they shouldn't be, but they're in public. They're in public offices, in the White House, in this room in the White House, in an elevator, Gabrielle Union, in a club where she's sitting there with a white male who is putting his hands up her dress, and she's having orgasmic, I mean, that kind of thing. That's horrification.
Right. Well, you know, and you know, and that,
I was talking about her real life. Well, I don't know if that's horrification. But that in her real life story, you know, they're supporting their gender confused son, she and her husband, but that wouldn't necessarily come under the horrification. I'm specifically talking about the sexual, you know, behavior of African women. Okay. So everybody wants to be a stripper, you know, and I don't ever want to be a whore. I was taught that a whore, that is not my standard of behavior. But so even planting that seed into women's head. Oh, and every Black woman appears on any movie or TV show has the vibrator on hand and all of their sex toys. And and I forgot, back to Sugar, whatever that show is. Not only she's with the white police officer, but she's bisexual. So that what's being promoted. You want sex with anyone, so male doesn't matter, and that's us following European. So what's very big with Europeans now is bestiality. So I'm sure it's just only a matter of time before that's going to be shown in the TV and movies as well. So that's what we have to resist. Those of us who have standards. And what I really feel sorry for younger women. I'm so thankful to be 58. I would not, for $1 billion, I would not want to be younger in any way, because I was raised at a time when Black women and Black men, doesn't mean we weren't perfect. We were doing things that they shouldn't do. There was some cheating going on. You know, it wasn't this perfect time. But people have values. I'm remembering the movie Ray, about Ray Charles. So yes, he was cheating, but he gets upset with the mistress. No, you don't call my wife that even when you were doing wrong, there were boundaries. But a lot of our young women are being raised in society where there are no boundaries. So it's basically anything goes. And what goes is what you see on TV. I also remember on divorce, a Black woman married to a white male. The judge asked her, why did she marry him? And she said she was in heat. So that's a Black woman explicitly. And the Black female judge, you're not a dog. You weren't in heat. But that's how, you know, that's the thinking.
Right.
And just totally acceptable. Or, you know, we talk about the goddess and divinity. That's a disconnect. You're not a goddess now. Yes, goddesses, and we're divine, and we have sexual being, and we have sexual desires. That's normal. But the promotion of anything goes, Black women going to strip clubs, embracing stripping. Now, I'm not, I would hate to see when Black women do it. Some Black women are doing it trying to survive. Yes. But then to glorify that is a whole different story. But so that's a part of the madness we'll be discussing
I want to
during the workshop.
I want to make sure everybody at least supports that. If they want to find out more information about it, they could call 404-753-7237. That's 404-753-7237. And that's happening on August the 8th. Donation is Warriors donation is $10. Warriors and Trainers is $5, which is interesting. Baba Baruti.
Also, if they could email me, because we have a lot of calls coming in because school year is about to start. Okay. Emails would be better.
Email, okay. Let's so they can.
Baruti at Yahoo. The same PayPal email address.
Okay. No problem. No problem. Okay, got that. So
I definitely appreciate you giving me an opportunity, as you're very passionate about that topic. So I appreciate the opportunity to speak about it.
No, you know, because I've been in the club life, and I know what it is. I've used to produce strip shows and all that, so I know what I've been through. And I remember talking to a lot of these ladies, and a lot of them went through traumas. They went through rape and molestation and all types of stuff. I used to pull them to the side and actually talk to them about it. Actually, they wanted me to be their pimp, and I said, "No, I can't be nobody's pimp. I understand you want to make money. I understand you want to make money, but it's cool. I'm just here to make sure you're all right and not be taken advantage of." And I used to do that back in my club life. So I know when you threw that out, that title caught my eye, because I know I'm going to be writing it in my autobiography. I'm going to talk about something like that in my autobiography. So, Baba, going to you, Baba. Yes. Going to you, Baba. I just want to talk about your portion of that lecture on August the 8th, which is centered nation building. What would you be give people briefly what you're gonna be talking about? Because I know it's gonna be a great online presentation. And remember, people, please contact them via their email if you want to participate in this great online workshop. And it's very reasonable, $10 and $5. Great price. I'm telling you, for the amount of information they're going to give you. So, Baba, tell us about centered and nation building and what you're going to be speaking about on this webinar.
Well, to me, those are two very central concepts in general for warriors. Mm-hmm. We're supposed to have a vision of African sovereignty. That's a vision of power. That means that we need to be building toward this, as Ace said, Rimbani, so many of our major scholars have said, living in transition, that if you're not being African, then you don't exist. If you're not working toward the empowerment, sovereignty, of African people, then what's your purpose? And if people are saying that they're warriors, if they're about the fighting for African people, then there has to be some kind of vision. There has to be an end goal. There has to be something that we're working toward, or we're simply treading water until the hole in the boat just fills up, and then the boat just goes under and we're gone. We're just trying to maintain a little dignity until we no longer exist and don't have to look at each other to see if we have dignity or not, because we're no more. So to me, those two concepts, which of course will be brought together, nation building is to me a catch-all phrase, but in a very, very positive way for all thought, word, and deed that we do that's about the process of building an African nation. Because nations have to be built. We have to do it. And this part of the problem for a lot of people is they think that this is a conversation. And conversation is important, but they don't understand that nation building is work. Most of it is not work that you're going to get patted on the back for, or people are not going to know your name, all the rest of it. It's hardcore, serious, grassroots, bottom line work. And we misinterpret nation building all the times for the glamour, because that's what they've been taught that we're supposed to be about. You're somebody because people know your name. Other than that, you're nobody. No, most serious workers, everybody doesn't know, their name. They don't know who they are. When we think about warriors, we think about folks, walking around handling the weaponry, et cetera, and that's part of warriorhood. But warriorhood is also, I keep giving the example, an elder in the community who can't mow his or her lawn, and you just go and mow their lawn every 2 weeks because is a servant. So we think about it in these glorious, glamorous terms because that's what we've been taught by the media. That's what makes us into somebody. That's not nation building to me. Nation building, you're looking out for every single person who's a part of the nation, who at this particular point understands that they're a part of the nation and working for it. Because if you're trying to assist people who hate the idea of being African, who hate being African, who go against anything that is positive or produces something positive for African people, I have no business doing anything for you. This is like the buy black thing, which I approve. I remember back in the 60s and 70s, it was stores that were black had the stickers tell you don't tear up this store or buy from this store, and we respected that. But the industry did this. They were about the business of empowering African people. You had different levels of consciousness, different kind of politics, but all of them were about the business of building a community, of sustaining our community. The buyback program is wonderful. I know I'm getting off track a little bit, but the buyback program is a wonderful thing. But we need to get a little bit more mature. We need to get above that. We need to understand the politics of who we're buying from, because there's some people who look like us who will use us for our money, knowing that we're buying because they're black, but all of their money spent interest is in the hands and in the minds of enemies. So we need to be those kind of warriors, those kind of soldiers, those kind of individuals and groups who politically buy black, not just buy black, but politically buy black. I want to know if who I'm giving my money to is benefiting us. Right. The centered part, of course, I've written books on all the authority on this because I pull from those people who I respect. Just like when Enia is talking about the horrification, the sex imperative, Urugu's eunuchs, homosexuality, and the feminization of African males are books that they should read. So the centered part just out of the book that you just showed, where why was that book written? That book was written because I was having issues with the idea of a conscious community. I was having issues with the idea that we were defining what it means to be African correct in terms of what we were trying to be and what we were trying to instill in our children. So it's like impossible to explain a book in a matter of sentences, but the idea that consciousness needs to be refined along African lines. That's not to say that all community, everything in the community is bad, but it is deviated away from, just like for a lot of people, reparations now has become so watered down that it's meaningless. It needs to be to a movement that focuses on all that was done, not just wage labor, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, what kind of monetary value are you going to put on the pain that a man feels when he's watching his wife getting raped? He thinks all this needs to be part of reparations, not just you healed over so many years and therefore you should get that back. That's a minor part of it, I'm concerned. But so if we're nation building, if we're building whatever we're building, but we're not focused on creating a nation, and within the context of nation, we don't understand what it means to be African. If we're just building a place, we forget that when the Maroons societies, when the people who left the plantations to go to the hills and the swamps to form the Maroon society, Quilombos in Latin America, when they did this, they weren't just running away to be running away. They didn't run away to create what they had lived with. They ran away to create African society. Yes. They ran away to create African society. So if we're talking about building something, then we have to be centered in who we are. That will dictate what we build. So that's what that discussion is going to be about, how we need to go about the business of doing this, what needs to be the vision involved in that.
Right. But Baba, you also sent me a flyer to an event happening on Saturday, August the 1st. Will both of you be participating in this? The culture is your immune system. Will both of you be participating?
Yes. Yeah. I think that's going to be fun.
Go ahead. Speak on that. Speak on what about.
Yeah. Please. Yeah. We have been taught for a time that those folks who go back into our traditions, we're looking at our traditions, they're old, they're ancient, they're passe. We don't need to do that. We need to move forward. We don't understand that we're moving forward into somebody else's culture. People who are victorious, people who are powerful, they don't leave their traditions. Mm-hmm. Those people who feel that they're powerless, they leave their tradition. Europeans haven't left their traditions. They have embracing their traditions. To my knowledge, we're the only people on this planet, and you find this everywhere. We're the only people on this planet who are doing everything in our power to run away from our traditions. We are ashamed. We feel that those traditions are holding us back, but everybody else is holding on to their traditions with dear might. They're holding on to their ancestors with dear might. You know, everything that they have, everything get their hands on. So the idea that we don't seem to grasp, many of us don't seem to grasp. When I say we, I'm just talking about a majority of us. A lot of to grasp the understanding that your culture is your shield, it's your weapon. There was a white female who I read an article by, who was talking about culture, and she made the point. She was, you know, supremacist in thinking, but she made the point that culture is a defense mechanism. She was talking about primarily European culture, but she said it's a defense mechanism. It defends you and everything you've created from alien ideas, from alien people. That's why Socrates had to drink his hemlock. Because he was talking, he had gone down to Africa, or should I say gone up to Africa. He had learned some things. He didn't get very far, but he had learned some things about what it meant to be human, what it meant to be African. He brought that back to Greece, and they're like, oh no, defensive culture kicked in. You can't bring that in here. That doesn't fit with what we know, what we believe, who we are. It doesn't fit with our ceiling. So, you know, you can't be talking this mess, and he refused to stop. So he had a choice. Either they could kill him or he could kill himself. So the culture is supposed to be what defends you from anything that is not you. And it has on the outside that things have to get through. They get stopped. You know, the culture can identify that which will lead you away from who you are. But you got to know the culture. You got to learn. You have to go out and study 50,000 books, but it does mean that you who does understand what African culture is, and you need to, when you're listening to this person, you need to make sure that that individual doesn't have some European trappings in what they're saying. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We need to go back. I mean, why are we? If you want to be African, why are we stopping at certain points when we go back? Because it's convenient. On certain because is convenient. We're not supposed to be a contradiction. Right. You're supposed to be able to stand on who you are, regardless of what. I'd rather die being an African than to be a pseudo-European. It's supposed to be our mentality. So that's what we're going to be talking about this Saturday. Her primarily talking to sisters about those aspects that have a greater impact on them. And I'm going to try my best to primarily talk to the brothers.
But you know, sister, brother, sister Yaa, you know, Mama Yaa, we're around in the same 50s age group. And when I was younger, you know, there was a lot of emphasis. There was a lot of
everybody yes, old. Yes. Everybody can't be in the 50s like Brother King Simon and I.
But as I was saying, when I was younger in the 60s, the late 60s, early 70s, when I was younger, the emphasis was about, you know, my mother was a seamstress, uncles were shoemakers, or they was, you know, they was mechanics and all that. Why has it changed over the year? And I'm directing it to Mama Yaa because I know she's focusing on the sisters. And why has it changed over the years? And I know all of us have noticed the change that we don't know trades anymore. We don't know any trades. We don't even know how to paint like we used to. We don't know how to build anything. Why has that changed as far as through your studies?
Assimilation.
Yes.
Assimilation, the focus became on a greater focus on college and education and the educational programs that didn't focus on. I remember, I think when I was in high school, some students they took trade there as a part of their high school curriculum, and some of us, I was in the college group, so we took I think pretty, it wasn't long after that. So I'm graduating from high school in 79. So in the 70s and also in the South. But the further we assimilated into the culture, the focus was more put on us getting the college degrees. And the college degrees, even though we agricultural schools, that was not the goal. You know, it's the goal to be able to go to work. And if you're a man, shirt and tie, or one, you know, heels, dressed, business suit, whatever. So, you know, this illusion that we had overcome was insane. This great focus college, even though the growing student loan debt is just outrageous. Young people getting a 4-year degree, who they may or may not get a job that will allow them to pay back these student loans. But the joy that please feel, oh, we have, you know, he's the first, or we have somebody else, or it's just a given. Even when the child doesn't want to go, the child may be interested in the trade. Oh, no, you're going to college. You know, you have to get this degree. And it's more about the press illusion. You know, it's needed to do well in this. When if we looked at the numbers, many blue collar workers get paid much more. You agree, you may go to work in this suit and you look a certain way. Your hands aren't getting dirt on them or grease or oil, but you're not even getting paid well for it. But you get to, you know, it's all about the illusion of being successful and being able to say, you know, you have a degree, graduate. So in the process of assimilation, we've been losing our African minds, and the African minds speak to practicality. So yes, you know, it's nothing wrong with some of our children going to college if they need, well, for those particular professions, then yes. But even with that, you know, that's part of our losing our African minds, because we talk about K-12 as miseducation. Well, college, grad school, professional schools, just further levels of indoctrination into miseducation. So, you know, we're just acting the way, you know, many of us left the land, family land, readily sell it to these Euros in order to, you know, live. And because I live north, and even think of the South as something beyond and all of that. And of course, they assisted in us losing all this farmland by stealing it. They have legally stolen majority of Black-owned farmland. But between them continuing their theft and oppression against us, and then the majority of us who have been able to assimilate and, you know, get lost in degrees in college, the common sense, you know, our African common sense has just gone out the window.
Right.
So you go to college, you start off your life, your working life with debt, and then also because you haven't focused on any practical life skills, then all of your money goes to you paying back student loans, as well as having to pay people to do things that when we were growing up, men, you learn certain things, how to use a hammer or saw, yard work, whatever. Women learned how to cook, clean, those things we're paying other people to do, because we don't, in many cases, our children don't even learn how to do chores, just basic chores to run a household. So everything you have to pay somebody else to do things. So but you have a college degree. Woo, I got a college degree. But you don't have common sense and you don't have any money because you have not been trained to actually make some money. And the money that you make, it all goes out because you don't have basic skills.
You know, I don't want to keep y'all for long, but this last question I definitely want to direct to Baba Baruti and then you, Mama Yaa, because you kept on saying common sense. And I know he wrote a new book called Common Sense Security. And I know you edited that book. So Baba Baruti, what does that mean? And what should we see? What should we look for? Oh, you didn't edit that? Oh, I'm sorry. You didn't edit that one. Okay, sorry. Okay. What does it mean, brother?
If you know as well as I, somebody who is your complement, they're editing it in your head while you're working on it. So even if they're not, you don't actually give it to them and they take the pen and bleed all over. The book came out classes that I gave. In fact, it was the last men's quarterly where we're doing a lecture on common sense security, because the way we protect our homes, the way we protect ourselves, the way we protect our families is based on false notions of security in many cases. And I didn't talk anything in there about guns, et cetera, even though I consider them to be critical, because that's not always going to be the situation. You need to have an environment that's pure. So I talked about maybe things that men can do that they can apply, they can think about while they're about their security business. When I got finished with that class, we had the Q&A, and the first thing that came out of the brother's mouth was that, well, the sisters need to hear this lecture too. So I said, okay, well, we'll find out if they want to hear it. And it came back, yes, we want to hear it. So there were maybe 30, 35 brothers who were present for that lecture. There were 100 sisters who came out. It was done like a month later. And the sisters wanted to know, they wanted me to do another one. But when they came out, I said, okay, well, people need something in their hand. People need something they can use, a manual, what have you, because this is only a foundational thing. It just so ideas, and then you can go to work and all kinds. So the common sense security, it is a collection of, I don't know how many different points, but it's a collection of ideas about how to make your home, how to make your vehicle more secure in a very commonsensical way. Okay, going to the store and buying a gun is, it's common sense in Western society, but you need to have a general common sense, a general sense of how you should behave and how you should feel and what you should look for in order for you to operate. So that book is available on Amazon now, also in Kindle. I should have copies at Akoben House probably in a week or so for the community.
Okay, well, Baba, I know y'all are very busy. I know y'all got a lot of things coming up. I didn't want to keep you and your beautiful Empress for a long time, but I want to thank you very much for being a part of my journey here. Going to give y'all a well-deserved round of applause, as I like to do to my audience. I want to give y'all a well-deserved round of applause for being a part and helping keeping King Simon going. I want to remind everybody to send a love gift.
And we definitely we appreciate the opportunity.
We appreciate the opportunity being on. Always with you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the advice you gave me for my son that I told you about, and he's doing much better now. He lives in Texas now. So thank you very much, Baba Baruti. Yes. Remember what I told you. Yeah. And I just want to make sure. Yeah, he's doing much well. He's doing well, brother. Believe me, brother. And he's about to have
our children.
Yeah, he's about to have a child. He's about to. So I'm about to have my 8th grandchild. My 8th grandchild, sir. 8th grandchild.
Oh wow, you rolling? You got work. You got work.
6. Okay.
You need to get a couple more jobs.
But what a blessing.
Congratulations.
Yes,
yeah.
Congratulations.
It's a blessing. I just want to remind everybody, please show them love at Cash App. That's Cash App $ Yaa M Baruti, PayPal Yaa Baruti at Yahoo. You can email Baba at Mwalimu Baruti at Yahoo. And remember, go to their website for the books, the products at www.akoben house.com. And remember, for any more information about school and all that, the number is also up there. But remember, don't bombard them with the number. Don't bombard them with calls. Please email them. Please email them. Please email them. Once again, Baba and Mama Yaa, thank you very much. Thank y'all very much all the time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
We definitely appreciate being on.
You take care.
Thank you. Take care. That was our great elders, man, doing their work. Once again, please go to the website. I'm going to order that book. I'm going to order that book right now. And I hit them up on Cash App, showing them love from my perspective. Please give them $50, give them $100, give them $1,000. Remember, they got a school that they've been running for 22 years. everybody say they want to set up a school, and different people say they want to build a school. These people have a school, a tutorial school, after school. They teach chess. You teach things from an African perspective. You want to support Baba Baruti and his beautiful wife, of course, Mama Yaa, and give them and show them that love, man. Once again, give them a round of applause for what they've done and while they've been doing things. Simple stuff, but it's hard work, but simply just teaching our children and guiding our children to the right African spirituality, right African way of life in all ways and all times. So enough respect to them. Big up to Sanetta, big up to everybody that's logged on different platforms. Of course, I'm on Twitter at King Simon Prod. I'm also on King Simon on Facebook, King Simon Production on Facebook, and also on YouTube at King Simon Presents. Thank you very much. And I want to thank all of you for supporting and showing your love. And those that was able, please share this video. Got a lot of great things coming up. Hold on, let me make sure that I remind y'all, of course, coming up this coming Sunday, August the 2nd, Adika Butler will be in the building, author and journalist. Of course, he will be in the building, author and journalist, with his beautiful wife, Tunu, that's the name, Tunu Thumbs, that's her name. Comedian and entrepreneur, his wife. And on Wednesday, August the 5th, Miss Leah Lee, genetic genealogist, will be in the building. She's from the organization called birthfamilysearch.org. That's birthfamilysearch.org, or Birth Family Search Organization. She unites the families through the genetic makeup and find out who you're connected to, especially if you've been adopted. If you know you've been adopted, that's the person to contact. That's the person to watch out for. And beautiful sister. And the website is birthfamilysearch.org. That's birthfamilysearch.org, but it is Birth Family Search Organization. So enough respect to that beautiful sister that's going to be coming on. And remember, if you want to get my book, that's right. If you want to get the pre-order of my new book, that's New Motivation for Mental Stability, price is only $40.40 via paypal.me/the Numerovator. That's www.paypal.me/the Numerovator. And please include your full name and mailing address in the PayPal note section. Remember, these books will be mailed out at the end of August. I just sent the book to the editor, so we got to make sure. Joshua Sarah, big up to Joshua Sarah. He's my editor and graphic artist for the front of the book. So we're going to make sure we're going to have everything tight and right and exactly. And then we're going to send it to the first 100 people that pay for the book will get a signature from King Simon. That's right, a signature. And when I just put my signature on, it's worth more than me signing it over to you. It's much more if you just have that person's signature in the book. So the next 20 to 50 years, it will be a collector's item. So enough respect to that. Hey, and let's go to some of the sponsors that are part of the sponsorship of this program. As we continue to get rid of this. Hey, and let's get ready to go to this. Hey, all right. Once again, let's pick up what Baba Baruti and his beautiful wife is going to be part of on August the 1st. And I believe my brother there, the God Knowledge Radio YouTube is also part of that. So big up to the God Knowledge Radio. Big up to Sonetta. Big up to Dr. Queen Neat, who is also tuning in. Big up to all of you that tuned in. And remember, make sure you support this at Saturday, August the 1st. It's going to be a virtual African market and all of that. So make sure you support that. Let me take this off also so people can see everything. And let's go back to the banners. Yes. And don't forget Centered Nation Building. Mwalimu K, Bomani Baruti will be doing a great online presentation on Saturday, August the 8th from 12 to 2 p.m. And his wife will be also doing something on that same day, August the 8th from 4 to 6 p.m., Resisting the Horrification of African Women by Mama Yaa. Man, that title caught me off guard, so I totally understand. And here's the book that he was speaking about, Common Sense Security. Make sure you order it on Amazon and Kindle. I'm definitely going to order mine as soon as I get off. Remember, before I move on to any, let me see, the next advertisement, let me promote this. Of course, pedalwise.com. If you want to link up with a natural gynecologist, this is the person to link up with. And if you want to get products from her website, she has some great products, and you can use my code. And my code is King2020 to save 10% off of every purchase. That's King2020, so you can save 10% off of every purchase. And go to www.pedalwise.com. They got a lot of great products on there. Not only coming from African herbs, they use Chinese herb and traditional African indigenous herbs from America also. So enough respect to that. And let me get out of that and go into this beautiful Janelle Lewis, 347-866-1153. That's 347-866-1153. She is a licensed real estate salesperson. So if you want property here in New York or in the tri-state area, the tri-state area is New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut, or you want to buy a condo, you want to find out how to clean up your credit, this sister can help you out also. No enough respect to her. Also, here's my new motivation consultation. If you want to do a new motivation consultation with your brother, King Simon, please text your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022 for the special advertisement rate. And remember, numerology or new motivation is applied mathematics. If you learn how to apply them, they can work and help you. Okay, just want to remind everybody of that. And don't forget my books. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, our children's health is important. Numbers are simple, our children's health is important. And no promotion is bad promotion, and all publicity is good publicity. Just spell my name right. Remember, all these 3 books that you just heard of are produced and actually published by Dr. Laila Afrikan, his wife, Dr. Melanie. So anytime you support these 3 books, that's right, that one, and that one, and that one, sorry. We split this with myself and Dr. Africa's legacy and his beautiful wife. And of course, like I said, like I started the program, this particular video, or all my videos from now on, has a content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guests, speakers, or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcaster and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. And let's move right on. I want to end with this. Our brother, Dr. Delbert Blair, gave us this prayer. And those who still want to support Dr. Delbert Blair's legacy, for the continuation of Dr. Delbert Blair's legacy, please go to his official website. That's www.themetacenter2.com. That's themetacenter2.com for books, ELF products, that's extra low frequency protectors, and products and more. Okay, I didn't put the AND. Let me make sure I confirm that AND and put it right there. Okay, great. Okay, so once again, if you want to support Dr. Delbert Blair's legacy, go to his official website. Brother Tony and his staff are handling every product, all the diodes, all the magnets, all the magnetic therapy, all of his books. Dr. Blair wrote 4 books before he left. I think 3 to 4 books. I know I have 3 of them. No, I have all 4 of them. No, 3 of them. I have all 3 of them. And you can get his books right now. All his words is in that book. A lot of his words are in that book because, he got a lot of YouTube channels. And remember, for ELF protection, that's extra low frequency protections, you can go to his website. And also for products and much more, you can go to www.themetacenter2.com for all the products that you need from our beloved brother, Dr. Delbert Blair. And let's say this prayer before I leave. And like he always says, he always like to close his lectures with this prayer also. Please, universal creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only truth and your love now. This was a prayer that was given to his students, Dr. Delbert Blair, recited this prayer, and they recited it every Tuesday at 12 noon. So at the count of three, let's say it again. 1, 2, 3. Please, universal creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only truth and your love now. By Dr. Delbert Blair. Thank you very much, ancestors, for this great information. Your wife that transitioned before, and your son that also transitioned. Enough respect to the whole family. And once again, thank y'all very much for tuning in. Thank y'all very much for being a part of my journey and what I do and how I do things. Enough respect to all of the great elders that I've known from the past, present, and those I have yet to meet in the future. Enough respect to all of you great ones that are rising in this lecture, in this metaphysic world, in this health world. All of y'all that are doing it, I respect you all, and all that are doing the conscious media and all that. Brother Ritz, Arnetta, my man, the God Knowledge, big up to him and everybody that's doing the work. Sister Abundance, Child, Queen Need, all of the different people that are doing the work around the world. If I didn't mention your name, it's all right. I'm still showing you love regardless of whom or who you are. And once again, I want to shout out Baba Baruti and his beautiful wife. Please go to their website, www.akobenhouse.com. And their number is 404-753-7237. That's 404-753-7237. But don't bombard their phones because they got a lot of people calling for schools. So please hit them up on their email at yaabaruti@yahoo.com. That's yaabaruti@yahoo. Or Mwalimu Baruti at yahoo.com. Mwalimu Baruti at yahoo.com. And hit them up on Cash App. That's Cash App, $ Yaa Baruti. That's Cash App, Yaa Baruti, $ Yaa Baruti. And their PayPal is Yaa Baruti at Yahoo. That's Yaa Baruti at Yahoo. I'm so glad we had this time together just to have a laugh and get some knowledge. I love the information that the Baba and his wife dropped. So it's time to say and get out of here. I'm getting out of here right now. I'm going to take a step to the rear and get the heck out of here. Don't forget, this coming Sunday, we got some great events coming up, great people coming up, and great information coming up. Have a great day, afternoon, and evening as I leave you in peace. Regardless of land, label, language, there's but one God, and up you mighty nation, you could accomplish what you will. Peace, Islam, Assalamu alaikum, Shalom alaikum, Hotep. As I leave you as I came before you with my song, Black and White Story. This is my song that is about to turn into a children's book, and it's all about our story and our narrative. Tell it from the mountaintop, from the bottom of the mountain all the way to the top. Tell your story. Put your picture in your book and stop playing. Have a great day, afternoon, or evening, wherever you may be on this planet Earth, all 196,940,000 square miles. Peace. Later.
Black and white story in a me mind. We say we have to analyze it. Me, I go tell you a little something about white history. Say all they condemn us throughout slavery. They say we were black and very ugly. I lie them a telling a feed them history. Cause black is beautiful, the whole of them agree. Them come out of the mountains and mix up with seed. Here we go, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, black, black. It's white, white, but let me tell the story. Yeah. It's black, black, it's white, white, but let we tell the story. May I go tell you a little truth about the black histories for the people who can hear and those who can see. We're the first to come up with anatomy, to analyze the truth about the way body. We're the first to come up with biology, to analyze the lives in the society. We're the first to come up with Egyptology, to construct the pyramids that that you see. We're the first to come up with psychology, to analyze the minds in their vicinity. We're the first to come up with musicology, to put the rhythm of your soul and make it rock steady. Correction, my friends, with the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, 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 it's white, 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 but let me tell the story. Yes, it's black, 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 it's white, 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 but let me tell the story. Black and white story in my mind. Oh yeah, say we have to analyze it. Black and white story in my mind, in my mind, in my mind. We yeah, yeah, we yeah. Black and white story in my mind. We yeah. Say we have to analyze it. I will tell you something about white history. Say all the time they must do of slavery. They say we were black and very ugly. I lie them and tell enough of them is because that is beautiful. The whole of them agree. We come out of the mountains and mix up the sea. Here we go, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, 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 it's white, 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 but let me tell the story. Yes, it's black, black, it's white, white, but let me tell the story. Me, I will tell you a little truth about the black history. It's the people who can hear and those who can see. We're the first to come up with anatomy, to analyze the truth about the way body. We're the first to come up with biology, to analyze the life in our society. We're the first to come up with Egyptology, to construct the pyramids that you see. We're the first to come up with psychology, to analyze the minds in that vicinity. We're the first to come up with musicology, to put the rhythm of your soul and make it rock steady. Correct